Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be reading the Throne of Glass series for the first time.
She's everything and he's just a man.
I got spoiled. Okay y'all, get your girl. Lavender soap. So before we get started, there's a few things I want to state before we go. First of all is that I'm going through topical steroid withdrawal. If you guys don't know what it is, it's a skin condition that develops after you stop using topical steroid cream for an extended period of time, which I've been using for a long time because I have eczema, and I just stopped using it because it wasn't helping me anymore, and now I have to go through, they call it withdrawal, but it's more like a healing process, and my body needs to learn how to make its own moisture and its own cortisol and its own barrier by itself now, not with the help of a cream. And so it's gonna be a long process. You guys are gonna see my face change a lot throughout this video and the next few videos, but I just thought I would address it right now before we get more into it. If you guys see redness and patchiness and flaking, it's all normal for the condition and it's somewhat under control. There's a lot I have to learn about this, and there's a lot of unknown about this condition, and so it's gonna be a long journey of healing, but it's okay. I'm here for it. And so the second thing I'm gonna address is that in this video we're only gonna read the Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. I've decided to start with the Assassin's Blade because I like to read things chronologically, even if it spoils a bit of something that happens later. I think I want to live the series chronologically, and also I've heard that if you start with Assassin's Blade, things later on hit harder, and so that's what I'm going for. I don't own Crown of Midnight just yet, so this video is going to be the first two books, and then I think I'm gonna make this a series on this channel where it's gonna be reading Throne of Glass with me series for the first time. Also, this video will be spoiler free, but let me know if you guys want this series to become not spoiler free, and in that case the future videos I will spoil, but this video will be spoiler free. The thing I want to acknowledge before I start this series and this vlog and my Throne of Glass journey is that I don't condone Sarah J Maas, and so I've been getting the other books in the series through secondhand thrift stores, book outlet, friends, little libraries, and so I don't own currently all the books in the series. That's why I don't own Crown of Midnight, and I don't know when I will own it. I'll own it when it comes to me, and so that's why we're gonna start with the first two, which is Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass for me, and whenever I get Crown of Midnight we'll keep this series on YouTube alive. I'm gonna start reading the Assassin's Blade. I'm very excited to start this series. I've heard so many good things, and I'm in my fantasy era right now, so this is perfect. What I know so far about this is it's 5 little novella story about the assassin Selena, and that's pretty much all I know right now. This update of topical steroid withdrawal and Assassin's Blade. So first things first, my face today feels so much more elastic and alive. I know it doesn't look like it, but it feels like it. And then Assassin's Blade, I finished the Assassin and the Pirate, and I am almost done with the Assassin and the Healer, which is the second story. And I love Selena. I don't know if we're supposed to like her or hate her, but so far I really like her. And I don't know about Sam. I don't know how I feel about Sam. I think he's just there. She's everything and he's just a man. I feel like short stories are fun, but I really want to get into the main story. But yeah, I'm having a good time with this, and I guess I'll update you guys when I'm done. There's not a lot to say about them because they're just short stories. I'm really excited to get to the main story though, but I'm happy I read this first. This just feels like a nice introduction to the world. I was just on TikTok. My voice is very deep because I'm laying down. I was just on TikTok and I think I got spoiled. But it wasn't a direct spoiler, guys. Somebody said remember lavender soap? And I go, huh, I just read about that. I'm not done. I have less than 100 pages to go, and I'm wait, throwing glass, like Selena soap. So I click on the comment, like more comments, and I see. So I don't know when that's gonna happen, but that's my first ever Throne of Glass spoiler, and I don't think I can handle it. So whenever that May comes, tears will be shed. I'm fucking mad. I should not have clicked on that comment. I should be like, oh, remember lavender soap, and be like, yeah, remember lavender soap, and like scrolled away. But now I'm just anticipating the trauma. I have anxiety from anticipating what's gonna happen. I fear it's happening now. I'm in The Assassin in the Empire, chapter 7. Lavender soap. Fucking lavender soap. I have updates. So I finished Assassin's Blade last night. Let me tell you something. I have managed to avoid any kind of Throne of Glass spoiler. I don't even know what the story is about. Like, when I say I'm going into this blind, I didn't even know Selena was the character we followed in Throne of Glass. Like, I knew it was her in Assassin's Blade, but I thought it was different characters in the main series. I don't know anything about Throne of Glass. Like, I'm going in blind. The first time in how many years have I been on TikTok? But like, since I've been reading, like 5 years, and I have managed to avoid every single Throne of Glass spoilers. Like, I don't know what the story is about. I don't know anything that happened. And then yesterday, 50 pages before the event happened, I get spoiled the event. Anyways, so it didn't make it too bad. Like, I was still, because I didn't know when it would happen, I was still really shocked and sad. I didn't cry. I thought I would, but I didn't. But I was really upset and at what happened. Not that I was spoiled. Like, I was upset that I was spoiled, but like, it's not the end of the world. But I did finish The Assassin's Blade. Until the last like 50 pages of the last story, I was just a bit like bored. But I really like Selena. Like, that's not a character problem. This was interesting. I think it was really an easy way to get through like an introduction to this world. Like, there wasn't anything too crazy to happen. This was a very nice introduction, and I'm happy I read this first. I think it's gonna make the next few books more interesting if we ever meet some of these characters that we met in these stories. I really liked Irene, the healer girl. I really like her. I hope we see her in the futures. I honestly am very excited about this series now. I feel like this is such a good introduction, and maybe this will also feel kind of like an introduction. I mean, I think they're both meant to be read as first books, kind of. I'm very excited to start this one now. I'm very excited, and like I said, I don't know anything about the Throne of Glass series. I didn't even know we followed Selena. I think I've already said that, but it says on the back her name is Selena. So I'm guessing we follow Selena. But am I crazy to think that we follow different characters too? Hello little people. Today is something in December, and tomorrow I have 2 finals back to back. I'm gonna be sitting in a chair writing, pouring the content of my brain for 6 hours straight. Just the idea of it sounds horrible. Anyways, so I haven't done that much reading. I've done mostly studying, but I am 40 pages in, and now it's starting to make sense, and I have a theory. I don't know if my theory is right, but I know that I said this was going to be spoiler free, but really have a theory, so like skip to this timestamp to avoid spoiler. I think she is the daughter of like a king or something, because why does she have to change her name? That's what's bugging me. She's probably the same person as another character that I've heard about, and I'm not computing that that's Selena, because she had to change her name so that nobody knew who she was. And then her dad, like, she's definitely a fae. Selena is definitely a fae. She's been hiding it. That's my theory. 40 pages in. Could be entirely wrong. Also, I'm kind of loving Dorian. I think he's low-key like sassy, and I fuck with that. So I don't know when this is gonna be read, because I do have 2 finals tomorrow and 1 the day after tomorrow. She just got to the castle, so, and I'm understanding why it's called Throne of Glass. It clocked this moment she stepped in the castle, and she was like, oh, it's made of glass, and I was like, oh, it's like the title's on purpose. Give me a little TED talk. face is very red because I came out of the shower, but it is so much better. Anyways, I'm like 60% through and I'm not loving it. I really like the Assassin's Blade better. I'm a bit bored, honestly. I downloaded the audiobook and I'm trying to like alternate reading, immersive reading, try everything I can. I just can't get through this book. Since I finished Assassin's Blade, I have wrote 3 final exams and I still haven't finished this book. I'm really still enjoying Selena and I'm still enjoying her story, and I think she's an amazing character. I love following her, but I find that the other cast of character, I'm not very invested in them. What's making me care more about this book is that we've recently been introduced to like a new plot point and now we're seeing kind of develop, so I'm interested into that plot point, but I fear that I'm having a hard time to care about this book. It's also been through it. I brought it with me to ski today and it's been through it. I really thought I would like it more than Assassin's Blade because it's like the main story, but I guess it's still technically the first book, so that's why I'm finding it slow and kind of like boring. I'm not loving it as much as I thought I would, or as much as the Assassin's Blade. Throne of Glass. This take me longer than I anticipated because the finals were crazy and I did not think they were gonna be that crazy, but they were, so definitely did impact the reading journey. Also, I did have a harder time to get through the middle portion of this book. I don't know why, because there's nothing that I hated, there's nothing that I disliked. I just really had a harder time getting through the middle portion of this book. Honestly, I think I got bored of the whole like champion and like the tests, but then the like other plot that was happening was more interesting, but I feel like we only got to that plot really at the end, and so I think the middle portion was just like not my favorite, maybe not for me, I don't know. But overall, I still really enjoyed this book. This book really set up this series to be very interesting and very fun. I'm really curious to learn more about the whole magical elements that like were sprinkled in this book and see if there's like what really happened. And I'm also really curious to see what happened with Selena's past. I feel like we're definitely starting to give like little baby crumbs of like what happened to her past, and I'm really curious to get more of that because I find it super interesting and fascinating. So yeah, I did enjoy this book overall. I just don't think the middle portion, I don't know what it was, maybe the pacing, or maybe I don't know. And it sucks because like I finished this book like 2 days ago and I've been trying to think about what I could say to explain why I had a hard time to the middle of this book, but I think it might be like the pacing, and I feel like maybe the plot's developing fast enough for what was happening with the characters. I wish I had an answer, but I don't. So I still think this book really set up the series to be very interesting and amazing, and I am very excited to keep going. I will say at first I really liked Dorian more, but I like Kale more. I honestly like the last like few chapters, I was like, yeah, Kale, get your girl. I don't know if they're gonna like end up being in love or whatever, but I'm really liking Kale a lot, and I can't wait to see how this like unfolds. But yeah, I think it was very interesting and I like it. It's definitely not like my favorite first book ever, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy I read the Assassin's Blade first. At first I wasn't sure if I would like this one first or the Assassin's Blade more first, but I'm happy with the way I read it because I feel like the Assassin's Blade was like the best introduction to this world. It wasn't too crazy. Like in this book you go already, there's a plot, there's like the competition happening, and you get all these like situations, and she refers a lot to what happens in the Assassin's Blade, and so I feel like the Assassin's Blade is just like the natural, you should start with the Assassin's Blade. But I don't know, like I get how this is the first book. I'm pretty sure this one came first too anyway, so like this is like the original first book, and that's technically the first book, but I am very happy with the way I read it. So I would recommend Assassin's Blade first if you were hesitating, because I feel like it's an easier introduction to the world and you get to learn a lot about Selena. Like reading the Assassin's Blade first made me care more about Selena because you know way more about her, and so when you get to this one you're like, wait, stakes are higher, you care a lot more about her, and it makes it more like interesting, I guess. That's my introduction to Throne of Glass. I'm very excited to keep reading this series. I think it's gonna be a fun series. I still don't have, what's the second one called? Crown of Midnight, I think it's called. I still don't own that one, and I have so many books to read, so many series to get through anyways. I don't think I'm gonna continue this Throne of Glass reading series until 2026, but I'm very excited to keep going because now that I care so much about our characters, I really am excited to see what they're gonna get into. And so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.